Hi, I'm Ali and a warm welcome to Ali the Fascia Lift Method. So today's video is day 2 of our 7-day Fascia Reset program, and today we're working on the masseter muscle, the jawline. So if you have TMJ, any tightness or just a jawline you want to sharpen up a bit, this is the video for you. Now if you have missed the first video, that was my previous video, if you check that out first, that's to do with the neck, but also opening up the gateways for the lymphatic system as well. So again, first things first, you want to start off with clean skin, and I'm using a little bit of facial oil here from my Kingship Skin range. Now you can use a cream as well, just something for kind of like a bit of a grip and glide, so you're not compromising the skin by dragging or pulling at it. So just placing it into the fingers, rubbing it in, and then just all along the jawline, the mandible, side of the ears, under the jawline, then just down either side of the neck here, down to the collarbone. So we're going to start on the masseter muscle, which is one of the strongest muscles in the body. Now, when this gets tight, this can draw and drag everything down. So you want to get this nice and lifted, particularly if we're crunching and clenching our teeth. Maybe you're stressed, and we tend to hold a lot of tightness here and the fascia can get quite stuck. So we're going to release this. So I'm taking my fingers here, we're going to place it where the cheekbone is, taking our other finger into a hook, and then you just gently from that cheekbone gently place and hold and just gently press in. What we're doing here is we're really going to release any fascia glue which can be stuck to the bone, and if this stuck to the bone you don't get so much space for nutrients, oxygen and detoxification. So you want to really unstick this, and then take a gentle deep belly breath in through the nose, and as we breathe out through the nose, just very gently gliding along, very slowly. And you can use your hand as an anchor again. If you do feel a bit of pain, you can always ease off with the pressure, making sure the rest of the face is nice and relaxed and your jaw is also nice and relaxed. And actually the slower the better here, really melting into the skin until we come to the jawline area here. And I want to get to the jawline area, I always like to give it just a little wiggle, and then on the other side, taking our hand, placing it onto the top of our cheekbone, taking the finger as a hook onto the cheekbone, just very gently start to press and hold into place, melting into the skin. Deep belly breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as we start to come down very slowly, working our way down. Now I like to do these in a seated position, and I also like to look in a mirror when I'm not recording. And so if you can look in a mirror, that's a lot easier to do, to make sure that you're in the right place. And if you are standing up or even sitting down, just making sure your feet are parallel, your back is nice and straight, so you're getting maximum blood flow and circulation to the head and the neck. And again, working all the way down here, and when we get to that jawline, just give it a little wiggle at the end, and then just give it a little massage out. We've really worked this masseter muscle here. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to work on the mandible here. So taking our fingers, taking our thumb under our chin, fingers above, again you just gently want to press and hold, and then just gently start to going a bit deeper. Now the fascia is a connective tissue within the whole of the body, and when this gets tight it gets quite restricted, and you can end up with sort of fascia patterning. So for instance, if it's tight here, it can drag, pull everything down. So by doing fascia work on the jawline area here, again we're really just going to be lifting everything up, and this will also help with the neck area as well from the bottom. And again we're creating space, and then just moving along a little bit more, and again just very gently press and hold. Remembering to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And you can even give just a little bit of movement, round circular motions. Now the fascia, again, is in lots of different directions, so you don't want to be just going in one direction. This is micro moves here, micro fascia moves. And then working along, press and hold, melting into the skin, and then again, more micro fascia moves. So we're not actually stretching or pulling at the skin. And then a bit further along, again, pressing and holding, making sure that the shoulders are nice and relaxed and that the head is nice and straight. And then just again, just micro moves, round circular motions. And then you can go in the opposite direction as well. Now we're doing a 7-day reset fascia, sort of daily sort of reset program, if you like. Now, if you have certain areas like you want to go back to the neck, feel free to do so. And you may want to do 1 day more at a time if you've got a certain area you actually want to work on, which is fine as well. So once we've done that, just to take our thumbs under our chin, fingers as a hook, and they just gently glide along the jawline here. We've really worked hard on the fascia here, on the jawline and the mandible. Now, on the next fascia point, this is a really great one, particularly if you suffer with TMJ. So we're going to take our fingers, place it in front of our ears, and you should feel a bone which slightly comes out, and you might be able to feel that just between the earlobe and the top of the ear. And again, you just, with a couple of fingers, you just want to very gently melt into this. Now this is a connecting part from the mandible literally to the skull, and if this gets tight, again we end up with that TMJ from clenching, from stress. And again, nice deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, or in out through the nose, which is ever most comfortable for you. And again, we hold a lot of tension in this area, and then really placing, holding, gently pressing in here, melting into the skin and into that fascia. Now, again, if you've got tightness here, fascia glue stuck to the bone, this actually restricts it. And then we're going to do a very, very small micro movement. If I show you slightly closer, in a round circular motion one way. Again, shoulders nice and relaxed. So micro fascia movement. And then just working in the other direction here. And then just gently placing a holding. Just easing off with the fingers, and then just gently glide just down by the front of the ear. And this is why it's really important to have a really lovely facial oil. You can use a face serum or cream, but if you do, I really would highly recommend and trying to find something organic, because again, whatever you apply onto your skin is going to penetrate in better and deeper. Right, so we've actually worked some really good areas here. We've worked the masseter muscle, the mandible, really worked on this point here between the skull and the mandible here, so really helping with TMJ. And the next point we're going to be doing is on the jawline again, and this is a really great exercise. So placing our hand onto our chin, making sure shoulders are nice and relaxed, and our head as if it's all nice and straight coming up, so we're not shortening the neck. And then you want a gentle belly breath in through the nose, and then we're just going to protrude the mouth outwards and coming backward and forwards. One last time. And now we're going to open up the mouth. So we're going to lift up very lightly with the neck, not too far up. You don't want to be pinching the neck. And we're going to be going backwards and forwards again, opening up the jaw. We're adding a bit of pressure as an anchor with our fingers here. And one last time. And then just round circular motions on the chin area. And then working all along that jawline, relaxing the jawline. And then placing our thumb under the chin, fingers above into a hook. Let's just gently glide now in a featherlight touch. And what we're doing here now is we're moving toxins and waste within the lymph. Now it's because we've done our really deep fascia work and allowing for more space from unsticking that fascia glue, we're allowing for more detoxification. So this will really move things along a lot quicker than just massaging a face and then giving a lymphatic drainage. So because we've been deeper, this will really should see an improvement. So it's a bit of a longer video, this one. It's quite an important one, the masseter muscle and the jawline. They're all important, but this is like which holds literally. And then just coming up and across. Featherlight touch. And then placing our fingers in front of our ears, either side, just gliding down the front of the ears towards the earlobe. Now we have plenty of lymph nodes here as well as under the jawline, and then also behind the ear where we have plenty of lymph nodes. Now, I've been a qualified facialist for the last 8 years, and I really am passionate to help you on your skincare journey. So please consider subscribing, liking and sharing, and comment down below as well. Tell me if there's any other, well, one, how you're finding these daily fascia routines, but also if there's anything else you'd love me to share with you. Taking the fingers now, let's just work in a round circular motion at the bottom of the head, top of the neck, the occipital bone. Again, we hold a lot of tension here. We want to really release any tight tension. And then when the fingers are touching, one hand at a time down the big SCM muscle. And on the other side. And then from the chin all the way down where our collarbone is just above. I always finish with this. It's really important to release the toxins and waste we've moved within the facial area. So taking the pads of the fingers, if you can just give these a few gentle presses, and this will release all the toxins and waste we've moved from the lower part of the face, the masseter muscle, the mandible, into the body, ready for elimination. Now, I would also, as always, highly recommend a glass of lukewarm water to really help, again, rehydrate the fascia, and also to help with the detoxification, as we've really worked some really powerful muscles on the facial area here. And again, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing, and comment down below. And I really look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's fascia reset, and I look forward to seeing you then. Okay, bye.